Hare Krishna devotees, can you hear me?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we will start. So what chapter are we going to start and what's the name of the chapter?
Number 13.
13th chapter, Mataji.
Name of the chapter?
Nature,
enjoyer and
consciousness. Nature and consciousness.
Yes, thank you so much, Hare Krishna. So before we start, let's start off with Mangalacharan. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Hare Krishna.
Vasudevaya.
Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shamanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Tarupta Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuke Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vatsati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Come on, all of you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare.
Rama 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 Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna. So this is the third module, which is the last module, and you'll be wondering why are we having this module. This module is from 13th chapter to 18th chapter, which talks about jnana. So why are we interested in jnana? We've already done bhakti, right? We have 3 levels. So what are the 3 levels? The first 6 we already saw is talking about everything is bhakti only, but how do we achieve bhakti via karma? And the last 6 is jnana, and in between is bhakti itself, like the sandwich, right? We like the middle part of the sandwich. It's very tasty. It's very well shielded by these 2. So why do we need jnana? It's very important to have jnana because jnana helps us to reach and facilitate bhakti, right? So there is one particular shloka in Isha Upanishad, right? Vidyam cha yastad vedo vayamsa avidyayam mrityum tirtva avidyayam mrityum ashnute. What it says is material knowledge and spiritual knowledge are 2 different things, but we have to parallelly learn to be successful. Why? Today, material knowledge, of course, that is also energy of Krishna, as we saw in 7.4, is very important in a way because we are talking and learning spiritual knowledge with the help of this material knowledge, right? Science has discovered, helped us understand laptops or mobile or whatever. But this has only helped us to go into spiritual knowledge. So same way Vidya, both material and spiritual should go parallel. Likewise here, jnana, why is jnana? Bhakti itself is enough. But for us to get fastened, right? It's like, if you have bhakti, yes, automatically jnana and karma are inbuilt. But this facilitates us to speed in the bhakti. Otherwise, what will happen? We'll have a lot of doubts, right? When someone comes and asks us, no, this is not right. People will start wondering, maybe, the person is right. Maybe this is wrong, right? So Krishna is giving jnana on jnana also, so that we are clear and there is absolutely no ambiguity and we do not allow anyone to confuse us. Bhagavad Gita 13, nature, right? The enjoyer and the consciousness, right? So Prakriti. So this chapter starts with questions as usual. We are obeisances to Radha Govinda. Quick revision of the 12th chapter. What is the name of the 12th chapter?
Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, Mataji.
Yoga. Okay, so what are we talking in the 12th chapter? 12.1 to 7 is Bhakti over impersonalism, right? Which is more important and which is better? and 8 to 12 progressive stages of devotion. That is from the highest to lowest. We saw, right? Krishna gave option A, option B, option C, option D, option E, option F. Right? So 6 options he is giving. While we all will have plan A, max intelligent people will have a plan B. 12.13 to 20 talks about how can you get closer to Krishna. So now in continuation with this, 13 chapters starts off with 6 questions, because now we are talking about how do we endear one to Krishna. So Krishna very clearly concludes how you can endear. But what happens is, now Arjuna wants the logic, right? So he wants to know, he wants to what should I say, tie the loose ends, right? So he's starting off with 6 questions. 6 questions are: what is Prakriti, which is material nature? What is Purusha, which is who is the enjoyer? What is Kshetra, which is body? KSETRANJNA, knower of the body. Jnanam is knowing 3 and 4. That is Kshetra and KSETRANJNA. And what is Neyam? So Neyam is the Paramatma. So 13.2 to 7, Krishna answers these questions very clearly. 3 and 4 and the 3 and 4, which is Kshetra and KSETRANJNA, are the field of activities and knower of the field, right? This will be a little heavy, but as you go through, I'll try and simplify it, but I'm just giving you a quick summary. 8 to 12, Krishna further answers question 5, which is Neyam. So he says the process of knowledge and liberation. So basically understanding 3 and 4, Kshetra and KSETRANJNA, is only Neyam. Now 13 to 19, Krishna is going to talk about object of knowledge, and we all know object of knowledge is Krishna, right? Here Paramatma, and he is directly addressing Paramatma here. 13.20 to 26, Krishna is last, he's bringing Prakriti, Purusha. Basically, what is the relationship and what is the union? This will have a small line of the 5th chapter and the 3rd chapter, because they will link. 13.27 and 35 is Jnana Chakshusha, the vision of knowledge, right? How Krishna is going to give that. So this one we just revised as to what the chapters are. So 1 to 6 talks about actions performed to please Krishna through karma. Here we are talking about Bhakti Yoga, which is direct, so this doesn't need an explanation. And Jnana, perfection of Jnana, is talking about Bhakti Yoga, right? We achieve Krishna, right? Through Jnana, knowledge, right? So Bhakti Yoga eventually. And what happens is when you have Bhakti Yoga, automatically Karma and Jnana will fall in place. So if Bhakti is culmination, then why is Jnana presented in the 6th chapter, right? So as I said, 1 to 6th chapter discusses how to achieve Bhakti through Karma, and the middle 6 is Bhakti itself. And in the 12th chapter, Krishna says how he will personally deliver, right, from cycle of birth and death. Because in 12th chapter, he says, I will personally take care of them, right, with his hand extended. So the last 6th chapter talks about this philosophical knowledge to run out of the material world. As we say that we need to understand knowledge also with in relation to material world. Same way, to escape the material world, we have to move, right? See, we don't want to be in water, but if you don't know swimming, how will you come out of water? So we have to understand the properties of water. We should know the swimming. We learn all this, even if you don't like, because if you want to survive from water, you have to get into the water to learn how to survive, right? So we are in the material world. So if we are already in spiritual world, we don't have to bother, right? But if we are in the material world, we need to understand this to get out of it. Jnana has its use in assisting our detachment from Maya and our attachment to Krishna. So what does Jnana do? It is talking about automatically detaching oneself from Maya. Getting ourselves attached to Krishna. So that is what Jnana is going to give. Why? Because as of now, we are all in love with Krishna's external energy, right? We love this dress, right? I love my house. All this is what? It's external energy, Maya thing. But can we start loving Krishna? Because this is not the place we belong. It's like a restaurant, right? So we have to go to our permanent abode. So we use the knowledge as a means to attain the bhakti, right? So we try and understand about Maya, only then we will be able to get closer to Krishna. Right? So 13.1, 6 questions are being answered. So we will dive into questions. So who is our reader for the day? Of course, you all can take turns. Hare Krishna.
Sonal Mataji, you can unmute yourself anytime you wish.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, your voice is not audible.
You can read 13.1 and 2. You can start.
Hare Krishna, Arjuna said, "Oh my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of knowledge, and the end of knowledge. The blessed Lord then said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So very clearly 13.1 and 2, what is happening is Krishna is being questioned by Arjuna. Basically, Arjuna is asking, I wish to know about Prakriti. Look at the tone of Arjuna, which is very important, right? I wish to know. Hey, tell me or no. Like, can't you even tell me this? This is not the tone, even though they are very close. So he's very clearly saying, I wish to know Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field and the knower of the field, and of the knowledge and the end of knowledge, right? Vedanta itself means end of knowledge. Veda means knowledge, Anta means end, right? So Vedanta Sutra, why is Bhagavad Gita called? Because it's the end of knowledge. There's nothing more greater or bigger than this. So the blessed Lord said that this body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, whatever body. And one who knows the body is the knower of the field, right? So we will slowly understand. Keep a paper and a pen if you feel it's technical. So the body is called the field, right? And whoever knows about the body is the thing. So now tell me, who knows about your body?
The soul and the super soul.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So you have two people who know the body. One is the soul and the super soul. So do you know, about somebody's body also?
No.
Sure, no? So therefore, Niraja Mataji. So Niraja Mataji, so you know only about your body. So the difference is that the soul knows only about his own body, whereas the super soul knows is a knower of all bodies. That we are clear?
Yes.
Any
Yes,
doubts?
Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The first one is Prakriti, material nature. So Prakriti is nature, which is explained. So this is what Krishna explains. Purusha is talking about enjoyer. Krishna is a supreme enjoyer, but we are mini Purushas, right? We also want to enjoy. That's why we come here. I want to enjoy, you know. So like that we've come. So they're called mini Purushas. Prakriti is that. Kshetra, enjoyer of what? Enjoyer of Prakriti. So that's the point. Kshetra is the body. Shariram is called the Kshetra. KSETRANJNA is observer of the body. So two things you told, this has made my job easy. You have already concluded that soul and super soul is a knower of all bodies. Neyam, Jnanam, Hare Krishna. Jnanam is understanding Kshetra and KSETRANJNA. So what happens? What do you mean by Kshetra, understanding and KSETRANJNA? So the knowledge of 3 and 4. If you understand what is Kshetra, what is the body, and what is soul, super soul. Basically, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. That is Jnanam, right? We've read this in the second Sankhya philosophy. That is covered in Jnanam. So what are we telling in Jnanam? The moment we understand, not at least theoretically, that I am not the body, I am the soul. Very clearly, it means you've understood 3 and 4. Name is the goal. So what is our goal of life? So our goal of life is to reach, see my visuals, the supreme abode, right? So that's the goal of life. If you all want to read, yes, you all can take Hare Krishna. So if you want to go ahead and read, you know, you can, you can take turns, absolutely no problem. Yeah. So this is the field, right? So when you're talking about the field, what is happening in the field? Yeah, just one second. So in the field, what is happening is, let's say a king has 10 acres or 10,000 acres, and each of them he is giving 1 acre. And he is telling, okay, you are going to plow, you got to put corn. Okay, and okay, so let's assume that we are in a kingdom, right? Let's go now, today for a change, let's go to the field. Agriculture, right? So he's telling Chitra Mataji, I'm going to give you 1 acre, but I want you to do only corn. You will say yes. He's going to give to Manasvi and tell Manasvi, I want you to do only bamboo, because you will do paper and you will study hard. Okay, so Manasvi will only plant bamboos, right? Manasvi, are you okay? Are you ready?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, very nice. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. And we have Nandita Mataji. The king is telling, okay, Nandita Mataji, please go ahead and do rice, because you need a lot of energy to do the admin work for our Bhagavad Gita class. So a lot of carbos are required. So you please do, rice. And then he is telling Muthumanikam Prabhu, please go ahead and do potatoes, so that, you can also substitute that. And he'll tell Lalita Mataji, you will do this. So each one, he is giving one acre, and he's telling plow. So now what is happening? Each one of you know what. So Nandita knows very clearly she has to take care of rice. Whereas, we have our mini Mataji who will tell, okay, I'm going to make bamboo. Okay, now she will not know what I've been told. What king told me, though, you don't know, because my acre is very far away, right? But so this small boy, right? So this, or the farmer happens to be Krishna. Right? Farmer is not growing big. Achha, he'll grow big only in the 18 days class, I think. Here, that small farmer is not becoming big, but please understand, one tiny farmer here, I hope you all can see. The tiny farmer is the knower of the small field. Here, field refers to body, right? So he knows only this field, whereas the king knows all the fields. Is that clear? Hare Krishna. Is my voice audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, so therefore, this is what it is. So then Kshetra, so it's like the king is like Krishna, they're giving the representation of king. So he knows all the body, and we know only our own body. That also we don't know, because we don't know what the brain is, how it looks. Even our eyelid we can't see without the help of a mirror, right? So Kshetra, for who gets body as the field of activity, right? That's a condition. Right? Because why does he get this particular field? Because soul is trapped because of his attempt to lord over. Every time people ask, no, why am I here? So the why answers, why am I here? Right? Who gets the body? Conditioned soul. So the conditioned soul gets the body because it wants to lord over. I want to stay here. I want my children, my house. More than that, I want a separate kingdom, like how kids do, right? Manasvi will go to mama and tell, Mama, I am so bored every time you're cooking. Give me one set of toys. Buy me a cooking set, right? And we all would have done the same when we were as old as Manasvi. So Manasvi mom says, okay, no problem, Manasvi, but you are very small. I can't allow you in the gas. No, I want cooking set. So mama will buy one toy set. Manasvi, do you have a toy set?
No, Mataji, I don't play. I read Bhagavad Gita.
You don't? No, you have a toy set, toy cooking set.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Okay, next time you show me. Tomorrow you'll show me your toy set for all of them. Right? Hare Krishna. So criteria to decide which body, right? On what basis bodies have been decided? Why, on what basis? First of all, the type of body. How many types of bodies are available?
3 types of bodies, Mataji.
Only 3. Okay, what are the 3?
Soul, gross body, subtle body, and soul.
That's also sweet. Okay, so these are 3 things, agreed. But how many varieties of bodies are available? How many types of species are there for us?
4 lakh.
How many?
4 lakh human species.
4 lakh, Mataji.
Very nice, 4 lakh human species, Nandita Mataji. But how sure are you that you will be only, or we will be only among the 4 lakh? So are we assured only 4 lakh human species? Totally.
No. I could be anything, Radhika ma'am.
So how many?
84 lakhs.
Thank you so much, Ratna Mataji. That's the answer I was looking for. 84 lakh species. So yeah, Nandita, again, I'm missing. Oh, it's not 83 lakh. Don't give 1 lakh discount. It's 84 lakh. Thank you so much.
No, I promoted myself to the human species. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. We are all promoted to human species, but we take everyone, no conditioned soul. So we've got promoted, but we will definitely try hard not to get demoted, but we have to take care of the balance 80 lakhs too. Right, so totally 84 lakh species are there. What is the criteria? Today, I had quickly briefed this session, and there was one Prabhu who asked a question, and I'm going to put forth this question to you. He said very nicely, he said, Mataji, we have in the 8th chapter, right? Yam yam vyapi smaran bhavam, right? Whatever I think at the time of the death, that is the body I will get. Prior to that, Krishna is telling you, think of me, I'll become that, right? Then the next one, which is 8.6 and 7 is this. Then he says, tasmat to tasmat. So it starts with tasmat. That means therefore, right? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anushmaran yudhyacha. Mayatita manobuddhir mame vaishyasya asamshayah. So always think of me. Therefore, he is telling, because what at the end you think of me, I will come. Finally, if whatever you think, you will become. So he's telling that I will think, let's say, so where I am the decider of my body. Okay, now I'm going to decide what type of body I want, right? So where is the Prakriti's role in this? right? Because Krishna has given the guarantee. The question is very sensible. So I'm going to ask you the same question and I want you to answer. So can I select out of the 84 lakh species? Okay, I would like to be a crow. Can I select that?
No, you can't.
No,
No,
Mataji.
Mataji. Depends on your
select.
karma.
Karma.
It depends on your karma. Very beautiful. Thank you so much. So it all depends on your karma. Okay. But then it's very contradictory to Krishna's words, right? 8.7, he said, yam yam, yam yam, yas, yanti sparan bam. So whatever I'm thinking, right? So where is this? It's like, oh my God, it's confusing, right? It's contradictory. Seems contradictory. So Krishna is telling that whatever you think you'll become. Now you all are telling me karma. How? Where is the disconnect? Did Krishna make some spelling mistake, correcting mistake, typing error, talking error? Why all are become so silent?
Hello, Mataji. I think by whatever life you are leading, you wish or not, that is what you will think towards the end. If you are going to live a very material life with money, towards the end you will think about money.
Hey, then I will
When
get
you
lots of
talk,
money.
no, but that is not what you want. We want to go to Lord Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, that is between you and me. We are in our team, we all decided to go to Goloka. But the argument is, what I think of will become me. So if I think of money, honey, then I will become a multimillionaire. Yes or no?
Yes.
So all of us
But,
can, if we are all materialistic, we'll all think of money. I'll keep a lot of currency. I'll sleep on currency. I will become super rich because if I'm having a bank balance of 5 crore, I will bring all the 5 crore and make my bed. So next time I will become 50 crores. Is that right?
Mataji, we are not able to unmute as soon as you ask the question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I've kept the unmute option now. So please go. I'm so sorry. Yeah, please go ahead. So now tell me.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, it is the desire which is playing the very key role, because whatever I desire, maybe at the time of death, the same thing I'll be thinking of. Secondly, this desire makes every soul to take the next body along with the karma.
Very nice, Prabhu. All that we are clear. That is what Mataji also told. All of us are taking a body. This concept is very important. So that's why I'm pulling in this time. So I'm going to get a body. You're telling me karma. Krishna is telling what I think. Now you all are telling we are materialistic. I don't have that interest. But then if I think of money, I will become a multimillionaire. Right? Then where is karma playing the role? You all are all there, but you all have to catch one.
We should do all our karma keeping Krishna in mind, so that we are not attached to our duties, and at the same time we are relieved from this materialistic world.
Beautiful. That's our goal, right? That is what we want. Param Gatim. We have to go there. But all I'm asking is criteria to decide which body. So if we don't want a body and go to Goloka Vrindavan, we know the path. Now, here it says criteria. You all are telling karma is the criteria. Then Krishna is telling that yam yam vyapi spardham, what I think of at the time of death, I will become that. So where is the disconnect? Because if the criteria is to be decided by me, if I am going to decide, then I...
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Siddharth here.
Yes.
Okay, two
Siddharth.
situations, two contradictory situation I am proposing, and both will be correct as per, the disconnect. Actually, it is a connect, but someone who is having all the bad karmas, and at the last moment he remembers Krishna and he goes to Goloka, or he gets a good body, whatever. And other is that he has been doing all good things in this life, and at the last moment he thinks of something bad. Maybe last, maybe whatever, and then he gets that kind of a body.
Okay.
Both the things are possible.
No,
Only
both are
point is,
possibility.
yeah,
Agreed.
both are possible, but the point is there is no disconnect. Why? Because this last moment thing is a kind of a what I understand is that it is a kind of a extra wild card thing which somebody can use, but point is one cannot use, because unless there is a sustainable practice. That
That is
the
true. What you are talking about is Krishna. I am not even bringing Krishna here. We will not talk about us. We are going to Goloka. I'm talking about materialist. You're right. See, all of you, whatever you all have told, the answer is right. I'm only missing the link. Karma is also correct. Krishna is also correct. Where is the link?
Mataji, I
Your
think
karma will decide what you're thinking at the last moment.
Very nice. Karma is deciding what I'm going to think. Then why, Mataji said that she's going to think of money. I mean, for example, crores of money, then she'll become a crorepati.
Mataji, the point is, we all think that a crorepati is very happy. There are so many other karmas which can play to a crorepati also. We assume that a crorepati will be rich. A person with this children. But the karma will play in a can make your life miserable.
That is second half. Okay, now, very frankly, if given a choice, 1 crore is given to all of us here. Will anyone tell, I don't want this 1 crore because karma will also come and I will not take, I will take that 1 crore. Anybody will tell, I don't want that 1 crore. I will first take off that 1 crore.
Hare Krishna Mataji, if I can say something.
Anybody does not need 1 crore, please, I will share, please transfer to you.
No.
Yes, Mataji, I don't need 1 crore, Mataji.
You don't want?
But body should not be controlled by the soul. If the soul is
Prabhu, your voice is very feeble.
If the soul is independent and if soul controls the body, it is possible.
Sorry, Prabhu, I couldn't hear you so well. Prakriti is
Sorry, Mataji.
Prakriti is the link. That is also nice. We are Prakriti. Prakriti is helping. See, you're right. Administratively, Prakriti is the link. Administratively, Prakriti will create a body for you. She's the link. But what I'm asking is what? So I'm going to answer this link.
Subtle body.
Yes.
Is it the subtle body?
Sorry?
Subtle body?
No, subtle body is there means we will definitely become one more birth. Only if the subtle body leaves us, only we will go to Goloka. So the link is very simple. So I'm going back to Kon Bahanega Karorpati. You want to be seeing money, you need millions and millions of money. Yes. Krishna will grant your wish because he says, whatever you think, you will become that. So you will have access to money. But the point is whether you will have human being and have access, or you can be a dog and be a watchdog to access the money, or you can be a lizard and hang around in the water. You have access to money in all three cases. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. See, Nandita was very smart. I have got myself promoted to 4 lakh species. Yes, but there is also a possibility of demotion. There is someone who told me once you become a human form, there is no chance of degradation. Wow, that's so great. We all wish, right? Then we will continue to be here. So why I'm saying is, criteria to decide which body is partly with us. Yes, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. So I am thinking of money. Very beautiful. I will have access to money, but as what? Not as human being, but maybe as a watchdog. Watchdog has 24/7 access, right? Lizard, even better, it will sleep on the money, right? So we will definitely have access, but the body will be based on karma. Hare Krishna, very smart, no? Krishna is like super smart. Achinta Veda, Abeda, philosophy, everywhere, everything. Of course, that's on a different context, but I just thought I will tell you all. Hare Krishna, happy? Here, no? So why I'm telling you is these are, as you grow higher, these will look contradictory, but you will know how all these converge at one point. So according to the capacity to dominate material energy, whatever you want to dominate, according to the capacity to enjoy, and you get a particular body. So capacity all refers to karma. So KSETRANJNA is the knower of the field. He is talking about knower of the field. So we know two people, how to understand the difference between the body and the knower of the body based on the changing phases of the body. Intuitive understanding, right? So we clearly know what is the body, what is the soul. We've already done in the 2nd chapter itself, right? So that clearly tells that I'm not the body, I'm the soul. So based on that, we will get in comparison of knowledge in 3 sessions of Bhagavad Gita, which we've already seen. So the first 1 to 6 talks about the confidential one, which means that I know the body and Krishna is supreme, right? I'm not the body, I'm the soul. That is very clearly bought. And 7 to 12 it clearly talks about the relationship between us and Krishna. Everywhere you will see this. You will see in 7 and 8 chapter, I am part and parcel of Krishna. All this is brought in that chapter and his supreme position. We also saw in the 7th chapter the pious people and the not so pious, right? Impious people. And the final 13 to 18 explains how we are connected to the material entity, right? How to the material world, and how we will be delivered by Lord, and how we will come back here if we are not delivered by Lord, and what body we get. So that is taken. So we complete the section A and we will move to section B, right? So this is from 2 to 7. Krishna answers all the questions. Typically, sorry, it will be verse 3 to 7. So 3, 4, 5, all right from 2, of course, but 2 we've seen. Krishna is answering all the questions here. And 3, 4, and 5 will talk about the field. In 3, knower of the field and the knowledge. All 3 is going to talk. So let's start off. Yes, sweetheart, you can start chanting.
Yes, Mataji. KSETRANJNA chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata kshetrajnayor jnanam yattajnanam matam mama.
Can I read, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, yes, please go ahead and read, but don't ask me. Please go ahead, immediately start off.
O scion of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. That is my opinion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So very clearly he is telling Ocean of Bharata, because he Arjuna is coming in that Bharat, the Bharat dynasty. So he's understand I am also the knower of all bodies, and to understand this body and its owner, it's called knowledge, right? So he's telling that you are one owner. I am also, that means we are coexisting, right? We are having one more person in the same body. So I am also refers to you're there, I'm also there. So both of us are there. Why I'm telling is many people keep telling that only one is there, only Krishna is there. Oh, I have realized I am only God. No, you are not God, you are just nothing. Right, so basically he is also there along with you in all stages, in your active stage, semi-conscious state, and in your total deep sleep state. This is a deep sleep state where you will not get sleep. I mean, you don't get dreams also, right? So all 3 states, Krishna is present. But if you see in all the 3 states, you see the soul is looking away from Krishna. Can you see all our souls are currently trying to look at Krishna? A little bit, 1 second we'll done, but again this side. So this is what we are doing. We are constantly looking away from Krishna. So to understand the body and its owner is called knowledge. To understand this body and this knowledge is called the owner. So typically the body, whichever we are talking about, we are not the owners. Which is why Bhagavad Gita clearly says you cannot cause harm to the body. We are not the body. So how can you go and tell that boss, I will walk in fire, I will cut my hand? No. You're not even an owner. So is it okay if I tell that, I'm going to Akshay Reddy and I'm telling Akshay Reddy Garu, can I borrow your car? He will say, okay. And he also tells, treat it as your car. I immediately tell, thank you so much. And I go and bump the car. And they tell Akshay Reddy told me that, treat it as my car. Right? Is that right?
No, Mataji.
No, right? So that is exactly what it is. So this body belongs to Krishna. So that is what we have to understand. Krishna will say, that's my opinion. Right? Cursor is missing. Yes. He defines Kshetra and Kshetrana to answer the 4th question. There is also second knower also, right? 5th question, he says Nayam, which means to understand body and its knower. So for soul and soul, they understanding both is called the knowledge. And what is knowledge? To study the subject matter of the field of the activity and the knower of the field. Get into minute details. So what are the details? Kshetra is field of the activity, body, and 2 kinds of knowers are there. One is super soul who knows all the body, and individual soul who knows only our own body, right? So who is the super soul? Super soul is a plenary expansion. Now of Krishna. So I just want to not get too much into detail, but many people always have this doubt: what is a plenary expansion? What is an avatar? Right? So if you are, for example, Krishna expands, right? When he expands, when he was playing with the gopis, right? That's called that will come under the plenary expansion. Now they are of 2 types. One type is looking exactly in the same way, cloning. Exactly like Krishna, he is looking, right? All Krishnas will look exactly like Krishna, and they are Krishna, and that, but each of them can do different activity, right? One Krishna will be dancing, one Krishna will be talking, one will be, playing. So he can do everything. So that cloning effect, okay, in our term, is exact mirror image is one type of plenary expansion. Another type of plenary expansion is he's not exact, but then he has that resemblance. He is close to that. So they are Balram, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, right? So this is called plenary expansion. And these are actually there. So there are typically from Krishna, we have, I've already told this, so I'm going to take it fast. We have the first level of expansion, which is Balram, and from Balram we have Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, and
Sankarshana.
From here, from the Sankarshana, from Goloka, he comes to Vaikuntha, Loka, we have Narayana. Again, Narayana expands into, what is that second Chatur expansion?
Vasudev, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha.
Sankarshana and Aniruddha.
So this one again expands as Mahavishnu, and from there we know three more. What are the three Vishnus? Mahavishnu,
Garbhodaka,
So Shirodaksha, I'm connecting here. Paramatma is what is plenary expansion of Krishna. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
So we are connecting, right? From there, slowly expands and it becomes plenary expansion. So this is plenary expansion. Now, there is one more avatar, right? We are also talking about so many avatars. We are talking about Rama avatar, Nrsimha avatar, right? We read this in the second chapter. There are 6 types of avatar. What are the 6 types of avatar?
Leela avatar, Guna avatar,
Purusha avatar.
Wow.
Shakti Avesh avatar.
Shakti Avesh avatar. 2 more.
Yuga avatar.
Yuga avatar.
Perfect. Yuga avatar. 1 more.
Manvantar.
Super. Thank you so much. I am so proud of you. Manvantar avatar. These are 6 avatars, and under each you have under Guna avatar. Under Guna avatar, give me an example.
Sri Rama.
Guna avatar is Brahma,
The
Vishnu,
Leela avatar?
Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh.
Thank you so much. Guna avatar is Brahma, Vishnu, right? And of course, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. And Leela avatar?
There are 25 Leela avatars. The last one is last 3 are Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki, who is going to come.
Yes. So Leela avatar is his pastime. So he comes yuga after yuga. Why does he come? Of course, to kill the miscreants, but he can do that over there, right? But that's to give devotion for his devotees. He wants to show these Leelas. So these are called Leela avatar, right? So it's just an example. So why I'm telling this is because you should be very clear, because in one context they say plenary portion, another context they say avatar. So Paramatma is not his avatar, this is expansion, plenary portion. That means Krishna is personally present. So are you telling, so now I'm going to ask one doubt. So I have Paramatma in my heart, and Ratna Mataji is also having Paramatma. So and there are so many of you all, right? So totally there are what, 65, from the time we started. So are there 65 Paramatma in the class?
No, it's just one.
No, Mataji.
Then how many Paramatmas are there?
One.
Only one. Sure.
One.
How?
Paramatma is only
You're
present.
sitting somewhere, I'm sitting here. How one Paramatma? Oh, that means Paramatma got divided. Total Paramatma is one round bucket and we are each chopped up.
Is all pervading.
We are parcel of
Yes. So Paramatma is only one, and he's part and parcel and complete, right? Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Ishwasha Mangalacharan, right? I mean, Isho Upanishad. So what is a Purnam? He's complete. So in everybody's heart, he is complete, right? So that we should remember. Though he is there, he is not divided, just like the sun. Above Manasa said also, she saw sun, I also saw. But did she see one portion? No, she saw full sun. I also saw full sun. Right? She is also telling the sun is above the head. I am also telling. Who is lying? Manasa is lying or Radhika is lying?
No one is lying.
Neither, right? Because the sun is one and complete and it's above both our. Because Krishna is complete within our heart, right? Krishna. So Lord Krishna defines KSETRANJNA and Jnana. We already saw this. So we'll move to the next. And why I'm explaining is now you all are all at the neophyte stage. Soon when we are going to Golaka Vrindavan, we have to go to Uttamadhikari stage. So we will slowly go to Madhyamadhikari, which means that we will have the knowledge. If someone asks us, we will know clearly what is the difference. So here we are talking about the difference between soul and super soul. Quickly, 1 minute I'm going to take. We have done this many times. What is the difference between soul and super soul?
Soul present in the body, where the super soul is only present, actually present everywhere.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It is same in
Spiritual
quality, but different in quantity.
So
Super soul
next,
or personal soul.
that is only Anu, Vibhu.
Soul knows about one body and super soul knows about each and every body.
Yeah, you took it from very nice. So very clearly, living entities, whatever are known as Jiva, and he's called Paramatma. He's the supreme maintainer. We are infinite and he's finite, right? He is very, very, very huge, right? So we are infinite decimal, right? We are very small. We are Anu, and he's very big. And what's the size of the
1 by 10,000.
End of the 10 by 10,000 of the tip of the hair, Mataji.
So we are knower of one body, is a knower of multiple body. Super soul is a secondary proprietor, right? I mean, sorry, super soul is a proprietor. Primary, we are the secondary proprietors, right? Like I am rented a house, I have all rights on the house as long as I'm paying the rent. But that does not allow me to treat the house or misuse the house, right? And soul is the secondary controller, right? All my senses should be ideally in my control. Like I have the right to plow whatever I want. Sometimes, so he is giving complete freedom. We are fallible, right? We can fall. He is infallible. We are subordinate and he is superior. And we are innumerable living entities. There are too many, 84 lakh species. Krishna, even though he is there, he's just one, right? So these are the differences which more or less we are told. Yes, Kana, you can go ahead and read. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Tat kshetram yat chayadritya yadvikaryatascha yat sachayo yat prabhavascha tat samasinami shrinu.
Now please hear my brief description of this field of activity and how it is constituted, what its changes are, when it is produced, who that knower of the field of activities is, and what his influences are. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he is very clearly telling now here a brief description of the field of activity, right? And how it is constituted. So constituent components, how do you constitute the field? And what are the changes? How it is produced? Who is the knower? What are the activities? What influence? So he is asking complete questions. So we'll understand a little more in the next thing. Please go ahead and read this. So he's talking about various what do you tell about constitution, right? So if I ask what is our constitution position? We are part and parcel of Krishna. So what are the field of activity, right? What is its constitution? What are the changes and how it is produced? So he's asking one full question. Hare Krishna. Yes, Kannada, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. Rishibhir bahudha geetam chandobhirvividhai prithak brahma sutra padaishchaiva hetumabhirvinishchitah.
That knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect. Bhagavad Gita 13.5.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So he says the knowledge of the field, right, of activities and the knower. Not only I am telling, he's telling even the great sages. So he's always, can you see, Krishna is so humble, right? He says not only me, but there are a lot of sages also who have written this in the Vedic thing. And also he says it's presented in Vedanta Sutra, and the cause and effect. What are the cause for that and what is the effect of that, right? Cause effect is, if you behave in this manner, this is what you get. If you study, you get marks, right? If you don't study, you fail. So very clearly, all these are linked. So all this is not just explained by me, but also even Krishna is giving testimony. Why? Because many tell why Krishna is talking about himself. So he's saying not only me, even great sages are telling. So he's beautifully talking about it. So now Annamaya, this is very important to understand. So these are the platforms of understanding. Annamaya is the bodily animalistic platform. Example, I am the animal by itself. Right? What will it do? It will only think of sleeping. In fact, lower species of animal, I would say. Eating, mating, sleeping. Besides that, nothing it knows, right? Absolutely nothing it knows beyond that. Pranamaya is the slightly, a position, a little elevated position. This is again on the bodily platform only. Pranamaya does recognize, and Annamaya, Pranamaya recognizes the fact that, there is life. I'll tell you how. So if you take a small 3-month baby, okay, and you take a knife close to a baby, what will the child do? Eat, laugh. If you take that to a 10-year baby, 10 years fellow will repent. He will try at least to push you or run away or throw a stone at you, right? Because he can see and feel the pranam, the life force, right? So that is a stage where we are at the next level. For example, we need 4 safe places. A bird goes to its house and does not come after 6 o'clock. It's in its nest. The pranamaya, it can feel, even at night, right? So that is the thing. Jnanamaya is the manomaya, the mind factor, right? So Jnanamaya is, I am, it is still not intellectual platform. It is only at a mental platform. I am still having the I factor. I am the body. I'm trying to get it, but I'm not having a complete grip of it. I'm just at a mental platform. So that is the Jnanamaya platform. Sorry. And the next one is Vijnanamaya, is the actual intellect platform. I am not the body, I am the soul, and practically understanding that. You may, to an extent, applying, but not completely liberated, but it is definitely higher. Manomaya or Jnanamaya is also typically, mental concoctors, jnanis all fall under this category, right? So they will understand the theory, but then they are not very intellectual. They are at a very mind level, right? So they will only be thinking. All these concoctions will happen at Jnanamaya. When theoretically they understand, they are a little bit into practical application, but still they have not surrendered. They have understood it. They are fully clear of Sankhya philosophy, but yet they are not completely off the hook. Sorry. And the final one is the Anandamaya, complete bliss. For them, the only thing they know is Krishna, and they have complete happiness. That's the spiritual. Right? So typically bodily platform. This is a little bit of life force involved. This is a typical animalistic. No, there's no prana also here. So this is slightly elevated. This is the mental platform. This is the intellectual platform, and this is the soul platform. The spiritual platform is where soul is taken care of, right? Hare Krishna. Yes, please go ahead and read. So this one is about Krishna. So someone who can read really loud, please read this. Very nice.
In the phenomenal manifestation, there are 3 stages: the stage of consciousness, the stage of semi-consciousness in dreaming, and the stage of unconsciousness. But your Lordship is transcendental to all these different material stages of existence. You exist, therefore, in a 4th dimension, and your appearance and disappearance do not depend on anything beyond yourself. You are the supreme cause of everything, but of you, there is no cause. You yourself cause your own appearance and disappearance. Despite your transcendental position, my Lord, in order to show your 6 opulences and advertise your transcendental qualities, you have appeared in your different incarnations: fish, tortoise, boar, Narasimha, Keshava, and others, by your personal manifestation, and you have appeared as different living entities by your separated manifestations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Vijay Kumar Prabhu, right? That's very beautifully read.
Thank you, Mataji.
So what are we talking about? 6 opulences. What are the 6 opulences?
Mataji, strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation.
Superb. Thank you so much. All scholars are PhD only. So you should actually, get super promoted and go off to level 3. But I will, but stay till 18, because I have to explain. So for my sake, you all should stay till 18 class, 18 sessions. Hare Krishna. So what are we talking about is, so Lordship, so very clearly, I think this is self-explanatory. In all 3 states, he's talking about the presence of soul. Here we already spoke about 6 opulences. We also spoke about incarnation, right? And so these are things which I just thought I will share. So he says, this is from Krishna book, and he says your internal potency. What is internal potency called in Sanskrit?
Antaranga.
Yes, Antaranga Shakti. And by your external potency?
Bahiranga Shakti.
Bahiranga Shakti.
Yes, very good. Right? So he's very clearly saying all this is happening. So typically by your internal potency, you appear as your various incarnations, right? And by your external potency, you appear as a phenomenal world. So material world. So he's very clearly saying. So what is that material world? Antaranga Shakti. We already saw, I'm going to the previous slide. So we are talking about the bodily platform, right? And this one refers largely to the gross body. And here we are talking about the subtle body, right? So we are going to now going to go to this. So this one is talking about the gross and the subtle body combination put together. How do we take it forward? So 13.6 and 7. The 5 great elements. Can you please tell me what are the 5 great elements?
Earth,
Earth,
water,
water,
fire,
fire,
air,
ether,
fire,
and
ether.
Very nice. 5. Right. The false ego. 6. Intelligence. 7. Unmanifested. Which is unmanifested?
the
Form.
impersonal form, Mataji.
Form is unmanifest.
Huh?
Form. FORM.
No, that is true. What is unmanifested?
Intelligence.
Impersonal form, Mataji.
No. What, soul you cannot see, but the 3 modes.
The Brahman.
False ego.
Brahman,
Modes of
Mataji,
nature.
impersonal form.
Modes of material nature.
No, what are the 3 modes? That is only unmanifested.
Passion, goodness, and ego.
Exactly. So that is the one. Goodness, passion,
unmanifested
that is
is
unmanifested.
manobuddhi,
The 10
ahankara.
senses. What are the 10 senses?
City of 9 gates.
5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 working senses, right? So that makes it 20. So what are the 5 knowledge acquiring senses?
Eyes,
Eyes,
ears,
Ears, eyes,
mouth,
nose,
and
touch,
tongue.
Okay, knowledge acquiring. For 5, this is Jnana Indriya. What is Karma Indriya? Working senses.
Hands, legs, mouth,
Hands,
nose,
legs,
reproductive organs,
yes,
Hands,
Anus.
leg, anus,
and
genitals,
excretory
and
organs.
vocal cord. Not
Excretory.
Vocal cord.
speak.
Mouth,
Yeah, vocal
mouth,
cord.
speaking.
Yeah?
Speech.
Yeah, perfect speech. Yeah.
speech, Mataji.
No, not speech. The vocal cord. Yeah, speak. Fine. So 20 so far. So now we'll move to the sense objects. Eye sees, right? So we know that sees, hears. Those are the 5 sense objects. Touch, that we've done in class 2. So I'm skipping that. So 20. So we've got all that, right? All this are one category. Besides that, you also have all whatever we spoke is the gross body, right? Largely impacting. Desire, hatred, happiness, distress, aggregate, life symptoms are all subtle body, right? So we'll go to life symptoms later. That is even that's a soul. But I'm just talking about the rest of the thing are all typically the subtle body's impact. All these are considered in summary to be the field of activities and its interaction. Clear? So anytime when they ask field of activity, we tell body. What is the body made of is all this. So very clearly, all these elements put together, 26 elements contribute this one.
What is it? Aggregate referred to?
These all these elements.
No, there's 24 field of activities there. What does it aggregate represent to?
The number.
Distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms, and conviction.
Okay, it talks about desire, hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms, and the convictions. These are the subtle body's feeling, no? Conviction, what you feel, what is your opinion, all this comes to that. Aggregate is a sum total, whatever adds on to it, right? You're accumulating everything, right? If everything you add, aggregate means addition of whatever you have. I have hatred. Many people will tell you, I hate this person for the past 5 years. All this adds to aggregate means add. It's a sum total of everything. Got it? Right.
Okay.
Thank you. Nature, the enjoyer, and the consciousness. Discuss whatever is discussed is the central theme of the purport. Indicates the field of the body is not permanent, right? Material things and KSETRANJNA and knower of the field is different from the field. So someone who knows the field is soul and it is different from the body, right? So field is the body and the knower of the field is the KSETRANJNA. What are the components of the field? We saw all this just now. Actions of the gross and subtle body. Gross body only we are seeing desire, hatred, happiness, distress, right? Related to gross body. And subtle body, we are talking about the living symptom. I just told you life symptom, the consciousness is that of a subtle body, right? Because it touches that. Pradhana is the 5 great elements. We know what it is. And gross representation of false ego. Very, very important. Gross false ego is technique. What is the meaning of false ego and what is true ego?
False ego is materialistic.
The false ego is the knowledge that I am the body.
Mataji, false ego is that I am the enjoyer. However, true ego is that I'm not the enjoyer and Lord Krishna is the enjoyer. I'm the servant of him.
Mataji, false ego is also like I am God, no one else is God.
Yeah, I am the body. I factor. I am the body is an understanding that at least I am the body. I am the body. I am the soul. I am everything. That is only I is there. Thank you, Manas Mataji, and thank you so much, Radhika Mataji. Prabhu, your what you said was right. It's all in the right direction. So it's very beautiful, right? So that, and we are not going to be related to that because supreme enjoyer is Krishna. What is the basis of the knowledge? Authorities, Krishna is very clearly told, right? Not only me, even great sages are telling. What are the 6 changes in the body? We know that it takes. Come on, what are the 6 stages we've already done in the 2nd chapter?
Takes birth, it grows, it undergoes some change.
Byproducts and dies.
And diminishes.
Does anyone know that shloka? Deno asmin yata.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, darling. Please go ahead. Yes, Kana. Hare Krishna.
Dehinosmin yatha dehi kaumaram yauvananjara tatha dehantara prapte dhiras tatra namuhyati. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So in all this area, right, how the transformation happens, and the 13.6 explains what the field, what are the activities there, and 13.7 talks about transformation in the field of activities, how we transform and what you get. Now we are jumping to section, yes, C. C. Krishna's further answer to question 5, the process of knowledge and liberation. So this is very, yes, you want to chant this?
Yes, Mataji. Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopashanam shaucham sthayyam atmavinigrahah indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara eva cha janma mrityushjara vyadhi dukkha doshanuna nudarshanam asakte anabhiswangah putradara grihadishu nityam cha samachitvanam ishtanishtopapatishu maichanya yogena bhakte avyabhicharini viviktadesha sevitam aratirjana sanshadi adhyatma jnana nitvam tatvajnartha darshanam etajnanamiti proktam ajnanam yadatonyatha.
Very beautifully chanted. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. This is the, yes, Prabhu, just 1 second. This is the longest, there are 5 shlokas put together in the entire Bhagavad Gita. All these are put together, and these are the 20 qualities which Krishna is going to relate, called the divine qualities, which we will study later. But broadly, these are all put together for a purpose because they are all falling under the same category. And Prabhu, now you can read because you can relate. That's why.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master's cleanliness, straightness, self-control, and renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with the children, wife, home, and the rest, even mindlessness and amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed, devotion to Him, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides is whatever they may be, is ignorance. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So all these are the qualities, and you'll understand better if I put it in a table. Humility, amatnitvam, right? So humility, not to be anxious, right? Satisfaction of honor and dishonor. So suppose I just, and Reddy Garu, you read very well, but I'm just taking you as an example. So now I come and tell, Reddy Garu, what are you talking? Huh? What you're speaking is not at all clear. It's not at all, I can't even understand the word of what you're telling. how will he feel, right? Not going to take it as a positive thing, right? That, because we are all bound by the body, right? Anything. One example of someone who had this humility, where bodily things did not have an impact on him. That will come under pridelessness, but I just want an example for that. Somebody, Adam Bikwa means absolutely no honor, dishonor, you insult him, it will not have any impact. Give me one example of that. Hare Krishna, Jadaparada, how much ever you insult, nothing happened, right? He just didn't bother, right? So humility is, he's not anxious, right? He's not looking forward for being honored. Here, whether you insult him also, he's not bothered. Non-violent Ahimsa, right? It means that in Kali Yuga, it's okay even if you think wrong, because if you speak, only then you will be subject to punishment, verbal or non-verbal. But still, Ahimsa, even when you think, what you think is what going to become actions. So our thoughts have to be stopped. That's why if you see in the first chapter, Krishna tells, behold Arjuna, before you start thinking I factor, I'm telling you to stop. But Arjuna didn't hear, and that's why we got Bhagavad Gita, right? And non-violence, Ahimsa, is also one more thing. The same thing is explained in Isho Upanishad, right? And it is, what's it? So in Isho Upanishad also very clearly in the second mantra, he's talking about, killer of the soul. And he says, so what if you don't give Krishna, it's like killer of the soul. So violence is, there is something called, we have to satisfy yourself, right? You will see a lot of ads in the TV which says, okay, take that 5-minute break. You have to take care of yourself. Take a cup of, you have to take spice. So what is it you have to do? You have to first take care of your soul, right? So that is very important, right? So that is what is called as Ahimsa. And Ahimsa is also trying to hurt someone, create distress also. All this comes under the concept of Ahimsa, right? So that one is Isho Singh.
यहाँ बैठी खाओगी तो जिम के फायदा करेगा आओ
कुर्वन् एवेह कर्माणि जिजीविशेषतं समा एवं त्वयि नान्यते तोस्ति अनलिप्यते नरेन. So there it says that it's not worth staying for so many years if you do not have these qualities, right? So there's no point in staying, living so many years of life. And the third one says asurya namate loka andena tamasavritaah tamste pregya vigachanti eke atma no janaah. So that's what it means. Eke atma, atmaha means killer of the soul. The third shloka clearly says what killer of the soul means, right? And simplicity is arjavan, very simple. It means someone who is so honest to disclose the truth. Give me an example of someone who is so honest to tell the truth even to his enemy.
Yudhishthir.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Yes, Yudhishthir was so straightforward. And two very important things in the whole thing is the last one, which is the most important, unalloyed devotional. The next most important is accepting a spiritual master. Acharya Yupa Sanam. Why is this not given first? Is because if you have these 5 qualities, only then you can accept. If you are not humble, if you do not have pride, if you're having pride, and if you're violent, if you're not simple, and if you can't tolerate, you cannot go and serve a spiritual master. That is why the 5 qualities are listed above. Cleanliness, yes, Yama Niyama, we saw that in the 6th chapter, right? To do, not to do, external, internal. So that is taken care. Steadiness, Thiram, very important, because you cannot proceed in Krishna conscious steadily, including chanting, you won't be able to sustain, right? So you see how many of them had enrolled for level 2. How many of you all are coming here? 65 roughly of you all have been coming. In fact, it's about 75, right? But I think the first day I heard, I was not there for the first day, I heard you had more than 150. So that's Thiram, that thing comes only at that point in time. Self-control is Atma Vanikra, right? So you have control, right? Very clearly, nectar of instruction says, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jigva Vegam, Udro Prashta Vegam, Etan Vega Visheta Dhira, Sarvam Apiman Pratilipsa Sishyat. So all kinds of control you should have. 6 control, right? You should have, right? From body, senses, urges, all that you have to control, which you will do in level 3. So the next one is Indriya Arteshu Vairagyam, renunciation of sense objects, right? Don't give away, give way. There is a saying, right? You live, you eat to live, not live to eat, right? So you don't get over attached to that. absence of false ego, we've really understood what ahankara means. You people answered. So I'm skipping that. Perception of evil, right? Janma Mrityu, regularly hear from the right source, right? That is what will give you. Detachment, asakti, is to be ready to sacrifice anything, right? Detachment and love are two different things. I want to tell you, Pandavas are someone who understands everything very well. And I'm reading a story, a true story here. Now, when they had been after the insult, on exile, Draupadi had asked, and that is when Arjuna had gone to the heavens too. So she was very close to Arjuna, and she had only hardly, obviously 4 of the Pandavas were there, but obviously, all gone through a terrible traumatic condition. So Bhima had, she was looking at a lotus, and Bhima got her a lotus, and then she asked for 2 more lotus. So he went all the way up to Himalayas and brought her. Right? Is it desperation? Is it that he's mad? No. The duty of the spouse is to take care, and especially husband is to satisfy the thing. But what does it mean? It is not that everything you have to satisfy. You should know what to catch. The wife says, listen, I can't do this. Okay, I know a couple where the Prabhu does not want to eat non-veg, but the wife is so attached. And he says, what can you do? My wife is not willing to give. No, that is not what it is. That is where you have to be detached. Right? Because anything which is going against Krishna practice is not worth it. So not to be entangled with wife, children, family is not to be understood as lack of affection. Why I told you Bhima's story is Bhima was very affectionate because he knew her state of mind. She needs that attention. He gave. So that is also the dharma. But somebody like the couple I told that he says, okay, I want to give up non-veg, but my wife is not interested. She can't cook 2 meals. Therefore, I also chose to eat. Is that a solution? Your wife will go to hell. I am very glad that you also want to go out to hell and pray with her. Is that will be the answer which our not Chitraketu, who's that? Who's the person who writes? Chandragupta. Chitragupta will conclude, right? In the so that's not what we have to do. Evil-mindedness is nityam cha samachitvam. Always, distress, material gain, loss, whatever it is, ups and down, you won't have duality. Unalloyed devotion service, very important, 20th quality. Follow the 9 process. Very, very important is Anyam. Always think of Krishna, right? All the time. Besides this, what are the qualities coming? Till now, whatever, aspiring to live it, anything below this talks about Jnana. All this talks about Bhaktas, right? Below this, aspiring to live in a solitary place, right? Another one is, here we are talking about, in a way, how we will relate this is, it's not that we will run to a solidarity, but for us, we will not non-devotees who are going to deteriorate our spiritual advancement. Detachment from general mass of people is exactly what this means. The importance of self-realization very clearly for jnanis, they will run away. What they will do is Adhyatma jnanis, they will only focus on that, but we will actually focus on not things which are going to waste. Philosophical search, Sattva, Natham, Darshanam, here rejection of useless research. Forget about all mental speculations, right? So we saw this. So this is what it is. Process of knowledge, 8 to 12, for cultivation of the qualities which we have mentioned is very important for getting close to Krishna consciousness. I think, where are we? 9.9. Right? So I think we have 35. So roughly, I think we can be, you all want to do this or you all want to stop? We can do this tomorrow also. I leave it to you all. What do you want to do?
Do this, Mataji.
We do this? Okay. So verse 13.13 to 13.19, Krishna answers question 6. Because with this, all the questions will get over. The object of knowledge. Right? So still, what is the object of knowledge? So we saw the soul can know the super soul, who is the object of knowledge and who exists everywhere and pervades everywhere. Right? Paramatma. He has transcendental senses and he's the source of all senses because he's the origin. Right? He is unattached, but still he loves us. And he maintains all the living entities. This is exactly what is expected. So you should be lovable but not attached. Only the devotee can understand the field of activities, which is the body, and the process of knowledge, and both the soul and the super soul. Only devotee can understand. All the Mayavatis will think there is only one thing, or we merge, or those kind of concepts is what they mean. The object of knowledge, which is what we are talking about, talks about soul and super soul, right? Atma is the object of knowledge. Which is name. So the object of knowledge is Paramatma, and directly Krishna is telling here. I shall now explain the knowable, knowing which you will taste the eternal Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate to me. Now explaining about the soul, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. So Krishna is now started explaining about the soul in 13.13. So let's see this. Name is knowing the soul and the super soul, right? Knowledge are the real objects to be known. So we need not know too much about the body. What is body made of? Right? We saw Panchabhuta, but even otherwise, it is just pus, blood, mucus. This is what is body, right? That is why when the consciousness leaves the body, and if the person is sleeping, even if the person is in coma, it doesn't stink. But whereas the person consciousness goes off, what happens? The body is like very foully, right? It's got a very dirty smell. This verse answers Arjuna's sixth question. What is name? Super soul and soul are the real objects to be known. So the first object of knowledge is the soul, living entity, right? We have to be understood. And name is the object of knowledge, Paramatma. What is the difference? Who is the name? Who is the knowable? Jnana Brahma, right? So we say Jnana is understanding that I am the body and the soul. Theoretical. Practical application is what is the requirement for name. Knowable, right? Ananda. These two are super soul as a knowable. One is called the living entity. Brahma is understanding, knowledge, right? Knowledge is Vijnana. So what is Vijnana Brahma? Knowing that it's a living entity. And Ananda Brahma is super soul. Super soul is because that is the ultimate, right? Finally, that gives Ananda. What are the benefits of knowing this? Because if we know, we will be able to enjoy the. Otherwise, we will not know. So what is the point in transcendental knowledge? Understanding Krishna is the purpose of transcendental. Yes, Manasvi, Hare Krishna, 13.14.
Yes, Mataji. Sarvatah Panipadan Tat Sarvato Kshiro Mukham Sarvatah Shruti Malloke Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So very clearly it says everywhere you can see you have hands, legs, eyes, heads, faces. Everywhere you can see Vishwarupa, you will read, we already saw, right? Vishwarupa, Kalarupa are so huge, right? We saw everything. In this way, super soul, just like the sun, is present in one place, but we keep thinking it comes in the morning, goes in the evening, but actually it doesn't come or go, right? So all the time or everywhere, likewise Krishna is pervading everywhere. Why is he compared to the sun? Because that's what we can understand. The closest thing which we can understand. This verse answers the sixth question directly. Soul is all pervading. Right? Super soul is all pervading, whereas body. So please mute yourself before talking. So he says that very clearly, Prabhupada says that super soul is not a living entity. Paramatma is super soul and it is above. So that is crystal clear here in Hare Krishna. That is why Krishna says, I also pervade, right? He also. He doesn't say I pervade. That means only one. He says I also. That means he's also there along with it. Yes, honestly. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Sarvindriya Gunabhasan Sarvindriya Vivarjitam Asaktam Sarva Bhrichaiva Nirgunam Guna Bhoktracha.
The super soul is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. He is unattached, although he is the maintainer of all living beings. He transcends the modes of nature, and at the same time, he is the master of all modes of material nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The super soul, is the original source, right? So we know super soul is the original, and he is. So when you say without senses, because he is unattached, right? He is nirguna, no material qualities, and he is the maintainer. Right? Bhagavan himself says that, right? He is the proprietor, he is a maintainer, he is a creator. He is above the modes, right? And he is the master of the modes. Modes report to him, and he doesn't report to the modes. So let's see 13.16. Hare Krishna.
The supreme truth exists both internally and externally, in the moving and non-moving. He is beyond the power of the material senses to see or to know. Although far, far away, he is also near to all. Hare Krishna.
This is like Tade Jati Tanne Jati Tatture Tadvanshike Tadantarasya Sarvasya Tadu Sarvasaya Bhayataha very clearly. What is this? It's so contradictory. Now again, this is the Achinta Veda Abeda philosophy, which means that very clearly he's far, but he's near. How? He's far away in Goloka Vrindavan in his two-handed form. He's very near to us, inside us as Paramatma form. Right? Even in Parikshit, he was standing as Krishna outside, but he was also fighting. He moved virtually from the soul, from the heart region, he moved to the uterus region to take the role of the Paramatma and fight. Right? He took the role of Paramatma, and after the child died, so technically what happened? One more body he got. So all this he did. The super truth exists both internally and externally. He is existing both ways. Shara Akshara, in the trees which are not moving, and moving people like us also he is there. He is beyond the material senses for us to understand. Right? So these are the things which he is talking about. Yes, Manasvi, 13.7. Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam iva cha sthitam bhuta bhartri cha tajniyam krishno prabhavishnu cha. Yes, ma'am.
Although
the super soul appears to be divided among all beings, he is never divided. He is situated as one. Although he is the maintainer of every living entity, it is so be understood that he devotes and develops all. Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, 17th verse.
Right, Krishna. Thank you so much. So what is it? So it is there means we already saw this. It's not that he is broken and he is divided. No, it's the same Paramatma who is in all the bodies. Right? It's the same single Paramatma everywhere. It is not that he is present here, he is not present there. No, it's not like that. He is the same God. Wherever you take, whatever you do, he is the same God all over. So can you see this picture is even more clearer? It's the same Paramatma in everybody's heart, including animal's heart, including dog, including the worm in the stool. He is undivided and he is one. Although he appears divided, but he is situated in all. Right? He is the maintainer of all the entities. So 13.18. Yes, please read. Hare Krishna.
He is the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is knowledge. He is the object of knowledge and he is the goal of knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he says, he's a, see, this light also is Krishna. In all the luminous object, he is beyond the darkness we know. And he is manifested. He is knowledge, that also we know. And he is the object of knowledge. See, light also he is there. He is the object of knowledge. What he is writing, right? That is also Krishna. So he is situated in everybody's heart as Paramatma. So in small boy's heart it is there. That is also Krishna. So can you see clearly he says he is situated in everybody's heart. So he is trying to tell that. 18th chapter is super soul is the source of all knowledge, luminous, in darkness, in the goal of knowledge and everyone's heart. So that he clearly says. 13.19, you see this picture. Mataji or Prabhu, you can read. So can you see Paramatma? It's like two birds in the tree. So one is super soul and he is just witnessing the activity. Whereas you see Paramatma as Paramatma and there is a soul who is the enjoyer. He's like going on eating the fruit which is in the sea. He's not even turning towards the soul. Yes, 13.19, Hare Krishna.
Thus, the field of activities, the body, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarily described by me. Only my devotees can understand this thoroughly and thus attain to my nature.
Thus, the field of activity, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarized. Only my devotees understand this, and yeah. So very clearly, he is saying, right? The body, knowable, and summarized. Everything has been there. Only the devotees know this very well. Right? He says very clearly. So field of activities, knowledge, knowable, all this have been explained very clearly. And only who is saying, only the devotees, right? Who only devotees can understand. Why is he saying is this is so, see, all these are like Achit, I told you, right? So sounds like apparent contradiction. But devotees don't feel as contradiction. They feel, wow, Krishna is a great wonder. Qualifications to understand Krishna, to understand the KSETRANJNA, Jnana and name is to be a devotee, full-fledged devotee. All this can be understood only by devotees, right? So this we right. Mad Bhakti. What is the knowledge? Knowledge means understanding oneself in Krishna conscious and realizing Krishna is everything. We saw that. That is only true knowledge, right? As I told, You know, Anyadevahu Vidyaya, Anyadavura Vidyaya, Nidhi Shushrumadirana, Enastad Vija Chakshure. There'll be different results which will come from different understanding of knowledge. So that's so beautifully explained. And he says that material knowledge is not just actual knowledge. So the spiritual knowledge is what is absolutely required, and different results arrive from understanding different knowledges. So that is what he says, and that's also explained in Vishnu. Knowable, and the process of knowing is called the science of knowledge. The process of that's application of knowledge, right? Vijnana is knowable, process of knowing, all this put together, science, right? So that's called Vijnana. So practically applying them. Soul and super soul, we know very clearly, is the ultimate purpose of knowledge. So what we'll do is we'll stop with this, and there is this attendance link Nandita Mataji has been sending. I request each one of you all to finish this. And yes, there are some questions which I take up. If there are further questions, type in chat. So let me just read this question. Guna avatars are Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Shiva and Brahma are demigods. Is Vishnu also a demigod? If no, why? Okay, so Vishnu is not a demigod. Vishnu is a plenary expansion. Why? Because Vishnu is got 60% of the qualities of Krishna. So do you call Rama as a demigod? No, because Rama is the same thing. Right, so typically, just to answer your question, Mataji, Anu Mataji, can you unmute?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Do you have children?
No, Mataji.
Okay, so are you the only child for your parents?
No, I have a sister.
Okay, fine. So two of you all are there. And for your parents, in a day, do you work?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so you work 8 hours. So for your parents, let's say that you work 10 hours. So for you, are you a child of your parent for 14 hours or for 24 hours?
24 hours.
How, Mataji, you're working, and what is your role? You're working in an organization as some designation, right? What are you working in the company as, Mataji?
I'm an advocate, Mataji.
Great. So when you're in the court, right, you're an advocate. So that means you are 14 hours, you are their child, and 10 hours you are an advocate. Is that right, Mataji?
No, Mataji.
How, Mataji? You just told me you're an advocate for 10 hours and you're telling me no.
No, that's a different thing.
So irrespective of your profile, what you do, you're completely agreeing that your role doesn't change for your parents. They see you as your child. So even if they come to the court, you are telling that they will see you only as a child. Are you sure?
Yes, Mataji.
That's the same thing. So Krishna comes in the same expansion for taking care of the material creation as Vishnu, because it's his own expansion. So to do the material thing. So therefore, the Vishnu also is the expansion of Krishna, right? But he will appoint someone. So let's say that you have so much of work, and your mom, you have a best friend, and your mom feels that she's like you, like a daughter, right? But she will be like a daughter, but she will not be the daughter, right? So tomorrow, if they want to, sorry, I'm just stepping a bit, property splitting, she will divide into 2 for your 2 sisters. She's not going to divide into 3 and give it to your friend, whom she may tell, you're also like my daughter. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Right? So same way, Shiva and Brahma, he is given that very high position because they're very elevated. Krishna has 64 qualities and Vishnu has 60 qualities. Shiva has 55 qualities, which is the highest. But still there's a difference because it's energy of Krishna. Right? These are made, these are external, these are not external, sorry, these are all coming in the Jiva Tattvas. Right? They are Jiva Tattva, means they are the, they are the Tatasha. Whereas Vishnu is the Antaranga Shakti, internal energy, his own energy. Got it, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Manasvi, Mataji, in the body, chariot represents what? What is the man in the sky? In the body, the chariot represents the body only.
No, Mataji, what was the man in the sky actually?
Show me the man in the sky. I'm not able to place what you're asking me. Can you show me the picture? You're the coach, so share the picture, I will tell you.
No, Mataji,
the man behind. The man who is that white man.
No, Mataji, the element man, I think so. There are in the between there is orange color and his
Honestly,
feet are
show
made
me the
of
picture.
rocks.
Can you show me the picture? Then I'll explain to you.
Mataji, in the picture it is not showing the man in which I am seeing. But in your presentation it's showing. I don't know.
In this chapter?
Yeah, this chapter only, Mataji.
Okay, you tell me. I'm going to now rewind the presentation and you're going to tell me where it is. Meanwhile, 1 second. Let me read the other question of others so that I can. Screen stop. Anybody has questions, you'll ask. Okay, thank you, Excellency. Thank you, Akshay Prabhu. Is there any other question while I'll be on the.
Mataji, I had a query. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Manasvi, just find out which slide. I'm just going to scroll up. Just tell me where it is coming and tell me to stop. Or tell me the slide number. Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Mataji, we have seen the two-handed form of the Supreme Lord, that is Krishna, and the four-handed form, that is
20 number slide, Mataji.
Yes, dear. I will address him and I'll come back to you. Yes, Prabhu.
But there are a few pictures wherein Lord is seen in the eight-handed form, Mataji. So,
sorry, Prabhu?
There are some pictures wherein Lord Vishnu is been shown in the eight-handed form.
Lord Vishnu shown under which form? Eight-handed.
Yeah, eight-handed form, Mataji. Can you say something? I
don't know that, Prabhu, because my understanding is that Vishnu is always the four-handed form. That is why all the expansions, right? Pradyumna, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, as well as, all four of them, right? All of them are four-handed form. Only the positioning of the conch shell and that four things, right? The disc, only that changes. Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, and Sankarshana, all of them are four-handed form. I'm not aware of the eight-handed form, and I don't think it is mentioned in any scripture. At least in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, I have not seen that. If you have a reference, please let me know. But don't show me a picture because pictures keep changing. Each of them draw from imagination. Thank you so much, Prabhu. But if you have a reference or something, please share. Hare Krishna. Sunil Kumar Prabhu, thank you so much. No story for today. Oh yes, I can tell you a story. What story? Give me an idea which story you want, some topic, I will tell you. Meanwhile, I'll answer Manasvi's question. Manasvi, who is this person in the sky? Acha, even I am not sure. Yaar. Let me check.
Yes, Mataji, this particular.
Yeah, good observation. I have never noticed
that. Yeah, that is also shown in Bhupmira Nalo Vayu, Mataji.
What is it showing?
Mataji, it is also showed in the Bhumi Apo Nalo Vayu shloka also, this one man.
Okay, Bhumi Apo Nalo Vayu shloka only. Okay, what they are showing is all the, okay, so what, this is a very, it's in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's very, it's a little advanced. So what it shows is, Bhumi Apo Nalo Vayu, you told, right? The 5 things, earth, water, fire, ether. So they are relating to each. For example, if you, the smell, right? Touch, all this, they are relating to Panchabhuta. So this one, up, whatever they say, the first sense of touch, right? So each thing, like sky is related to touch, or, so that's, that's a 2-hour class. I'm not taking that. But what I'm telling you, the 5 qualities, Panchabhutas, is directly related to the sky, the air, all that they will link, the water, all that they are trying to link. Right, so that is the thing. It's a very complex thing which they are trying to relate with the picture. But definitely one day when I have more time, I will share a PPT and I will show that to you. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So story, you all have to give me an idea, then I will tell you. As always, blessed to be listening to Manasvi's Stokaya. Very true. Thank you, Vijay Kumar Prabhu. And you also read very well. Yes, Meenakshi Mataji, please unmute.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Actually, I had a query regarding the intelligence and the mind. The difference, major difference in this picture actually. In this, yes, 20 number slide. In this particular 20th number slide, am I audible, Mataji?
Yeah, 20th number slide.
Yeah, the same, the mind and the intelligence, it's been referred here. Can you make me explain what is the main gross difference between them?
Gross difference between what, Mataji?
Mind and intelligence, Mataji.
So the mind and intelligence is very simple. Intelligence theoretically should be above the mind, but unfortunately it is not. So mind, let's say the mind tells you that I am the body, right? The intelligence will tell you you're not the body or the soul. I will tell you a better example. You're going to a hotel, okay? and you are just seeing the menu card and see you like paneer butter masala. Tell me favorite items of you to eat.
Paneer butter masala, Mataji.
5 items.
Oh, 5. Paneer kofta related to everything to paneer.
All 5 items you love it. Okay, and you want to order. Do you want order all 5?
No, Mataji.
Why?
Next time, na Mataji.
Huh?
Next time we will do that. We can.
Yeah, but at that time, why you don't order?
We cannot eat that amount, na Mataji.
Your intelligence says that. You understand? You're liking. Your mind will say, "Hey, wow, everything is nice. I will take." But your intelligence will tell no. Now in a buffet, what happens is, if you go for a buffet, you will taste all 5.
Yes, Mataji.
Right? You will take a little bit of all 5. But your intelligence, if you're going to pay what you tell a buffet cost you 1,000 rupees, you will be able to eat a little bit. But
okay.
Eat every item, each item will cost you 500 bucks. Therefore, don't do. And your pocket has only 1,000 rupees. So much advice intelligence is given. Right? Now, I will, one more understanding is, wow, let's go to the 30th floor. We need freedom. I want to see from the 30th floor. Very good. That is freedom. Okay. Intelligence tell you, hey, stop here. Okay. Don't jump. Regulated freedom. What is regulated freedom? If you jump, you will become permanently handicapped. Right? So that is the difference between mind and intelligence. Mind will tell you to do whatever. Intelligence tell you what not to do. To do and not to do is decided by intelligence.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. What is the, please elaborate difference between false ego and true ego. I am the bod, I am Radhika, I am, I am this height, I am this complexion. I have 2 houses, I'm just giving a number, okay? I have 2 houses, I've studied so much. I have, this is my house, this is my family. That is false ego. I am a part and parcel of Krishna. I am a servant of Krishna. That is true ego. Example, Hanuman. He was so proud to call himself servant of Ram. But that is true ego. Right? I hope you understood, Sumis Mataji. Subhash Prabhu. Subhash, okay. Yes, Prabhu. Can you share the Ekadasi annual timetable with the date and the fasting time? And Prabhu, please download Vaishnava calendar. Even I don't have it ready-made. You can Google and type in Vaishnava calendar because there it will be updated. Everything for Ekadasi is mentioned there. Because the timing will change based on time zone. So for Chennai, the timing is different. For you, I don't know which part of town you are. Yours will be different. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji, wow, so much you're typing. Very energetic and deep knowledge class. Thank you so much. Hope the other chapters, Jnana part of Bhagavad Gita will be interesting. Oh my God, what do you mean by hope the other chapters will be interesting? Please put also, otherwise I think this is boring and others will be interesting. Also interesting, right? To learn, thank you so much. Thank you. Next, chapter 14 in the 3rd module. My favorite is the 14th chapter tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry, next week. Hare Krishna. Any other doubts? Story, I thought there's 2. It's already very late. No, it's 9:35. You'll be very sleepy. So tomorrow I will finish early and I'll tell you a story. Hare Krishna. So is there anything else? Any other doubts?
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
One small doubt, Mataji. Actually,
Yes,
it is said that the soul resides in the heart of the body.
Yes.
And the super soul in the heart of the soul. Now, I couldn't get this analogy.
No. Soul, okay. That's right. So the soul, the residing place of soul is in the heart, right? And super resides over there. So what I say is that is while explaining the minuteness, right? Where did you see, Prabhu, this one? In this context you're telling or generally when I was explaining?
Mataji, actually it is mentioned in the purport also in chapter 8. Wherein
so the Paramatma is the size of the soul is very tiny and Paramatma is inside. So that means it's even more tinier is what is explained. In fact, you talk about not only Anu, it's also spoke about that Mahima can become smaller than the smallest. Soul is very small and he's inside. So it's more from that explanation. That's the context. But if you actually ask where is the soul residing, that's also residing in the heart. Both reside in the heart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Thank you so much. See, if the soul is very big, your heart will break. Na? If the soul is the size of a pumpkin, there is no space for the heart. Your heart itself is so tiny. So soul has to be very small to enter the heart. Na? Yes or no? The soul has...
Yes, Mataji.
That is why. So there is no other question. So let me complete. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Come on, join me. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna. I end the session.
Hare
Please
Krishna, Mataji.
mark the attendance.
Yes,
Mark the
Mataji.
attendance. We will end the session. Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much. Thank you so much for coming. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Mataji, thank you so much,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.